Football has always been about belonging. But for some players, even as their boots stitched poetry onto the turf, belonging remained forever out of reach. Such was the fate of Vasillis Hatzipanagis, a footballer born of exile, uncommonly gifted, but seldom seen. His story begins not with his own birth, but with the expulsion of his parents. Greek communists defeated in their country's bloody civil war, made refugees and taken in by a Soviet system which, to a degree, was sympathetic to their plight. Their destination, however, wasn't Moscow or Leningrad. Instead, the young couple found themselves driven eastward and into the dust and uncertainty of Central Asia. It was there, in the Uzbek city of Tashkent, amidst hardship and dislocation, their son was born in 1954. He would in time become a conjurer with the ball, a footballer who could make the banal feel as if it were touched by miracle. His early promise was recognised and he was signed up by the regional powerhouse, Pakitor Tashkent. It was there that the boy became a prodigy. His dribbles bewildered, his array of passing was sublime, and soon the Soviet under-21 side called him into their fold. And he danced through defences with a mischievous elegance that carried echoes of George Best and Garrincha in their prime. He seemed destined to inherit the grand stage of the Soviet game. But home, or at least an abstract notion of it, would often whisper. Greece, the land his parents had been torn from, beckoned. So, in 1975, with courage and longing, he left the Soviet Union to further his career. His destination wasn't set amidst the hustle and fading antiquity of Athens. He didn't disembark at AEK, Olympiakos, or Panathinaikos. Instead, he rooted himself in the country's second city, Thessaloniki. Even then, it wasn't with either of the city's two preeminent clubs, PAOK or Aris, but with modest Iraklis. And for the next decade and more, the club's Kaftanzoglio Stadium became his theatre. Crowds corralled home and away, not merely to watch football, but to witness a kind of art. Hatzipanagis played as if the ball were an extension of his own breath, his own imagination. Some called him the Greek Maradona, though in truth, he was very much of his own creation. A player who bent games to his will, who could make defenders adopt the form of Phidias's marble statues. And yet, the cruel ironies of politics would not release him. Because he had played for the Soviet under-21s, FIFA ruled he could not represent Greece in official competition. In the days when declaration for an international side, even at under-21 level, was set in stone, a nation that may well have found its hero in him was left with only glimpses. A friendly match here, an exhibition there, international recognition, that passport to immortality was denied him. There were rumours that he was on the radar of Arsenal after impressing in a friendly with the London side, but a lengthy contract and other factors once again converged, thus robbing him the opportunity to showcase his uncanny skill set in the stadiums of Western Europe. And so it goes. He remained a local god, adored at Herakles, but largely hidden from the world. One of the great talents to grace a football pitch, and yet condemned to football's margins. Ultimately, Vasillis Hatzipanagis stands as a reminder that sometimes genius alone is not enough. History, politics, and fate can often decide who ascends football's Mount Olympus, whilst others remain elusive. Sequestered in low-resolution internet highlight reels and wistful tales shared in the bars and cafes of Thessaloniki by those fortuitous enough to have seen him play. He was perhaps the greatest player that you never saw.
Had balance.